Hey, good morning, everybody. Running a couple of minutes, not behind, no, just parallel. Yeah. Screen wasn't working this morning. Good morning, Brandon. Brandon Jensen waiting outside the doors of the Mornings in the Lab studio this morning. What's shaking, Jensen? Good to have you here this morning. Hey, listen, I appreciate your vulnerability yesterday on the show, Brandon. Brandon was getting up, getting after it, and offering his full self here yesterday on the show. Brandon, I appreciate you, brother. This show doesn't exist without attitudes and vulnerabilities like you, my brother. So thanks for showing up this morning outside the door, the first one in. Brandon, you beat the OG there this morning. Who's the OG? That's Adam Holroyd. Holroyd, what's there? What's going on, boy? Holroyd, we got B-Drive. We got Sullivan. We got Good Time. Man, we got Matt Roof. We got the whole crew here this morning. Good morning, everybody. You know what this reminds me of? That message I got from Charlie last week, my good buddy Good Time, who says, you know what, every now and then we got to get up and just send somebody a good morning message. And it's nice to see that everybody's here this morning wishing everybody a good morning. Yes, the handsome chief is here. Yeah, that's me. True story. Ho, hey, good morning, nation, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning accountability partner for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation. Guys, I got to tell you right now, after this world of AI slop, it's never been more clear to me the power of video is live. Yo, man, I got something from Mr. Beast that dropped yesterday, which makes you rethink this whole idea of video. But hey, we like to drop all kinds of bombs on this show, F-bombs, B-bombs, S-bombs, anything goes. So if you got kids around that aren't used to that kind of language, you might want to tell them the kind of language we're going to talk about, or just walk them out of the room, or remove yourself out of the room. And hey, if you are new here, or if you've been lurking for a while, I love my lurkers. Yeah, I know you guys lurk, then you jump in. So thanks for lurking, thanks for hanging out, and hey, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, say hi in the comments, come hang out with us in the vertical side, the horizontal side, wherever you want to hang out. But before we get into today's big topics, we're going to have a look at the latest conversations happening around the world this morning from Jane Goodall. She passed. Yeah, man. Changed the world's understanding of nature to the man with orange hair. Well, he made an announcement a couple days ago that we're going to talk about. What the hell? Some fun things to get after. Meanwhile, scientists claim they developed a breakthrough anti-aging drug that can extend human lifespan by 25%, and it's not called Benjamin Button. No, but here's the twist. MIT just reported that AI is reducing brain activity in regular users, so it actually doesn't matter. So while we're going to live longer, we're going to be dumber than ever. So hey, yeah, we're thinking less. That's why this show exists. Why? To train your mind. To train your mind to get up and get after it. And in the morning loop this morning, we're going to tackle something that's quietly wrecking your focus. Tech neck. Yeah, tech neck. Yeah, that subtle forward lean you've got while scrolling. We're going to get center stage, alpha myth, deep dive. We're going to show you how to get real, repeatable results. Focus. We're going to talk about accountability challenge in the community corner. We're going to wrap up YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. So grab the coffee, everybody. Yeah, fix your posture. Head up, neck back. Lock in your morning mindset because nation, Jimmy, Rahima, it's time for the morning loop.
Good morning, business athletes. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab. Keith, John, good to see you. Is Marty around? Dude never tells us anything. That's because he's kicking tail now. John, Sterling and I didn't see you at the presentation of Pitcher. To be fair to John, when a man's gotta go, a man's gotta go. Yeah, can't argue with that.
Speaking of Pitcher, we've got work to do, Keith.
The little guy hit snooze this morning. Miles on babysitting duty right now.
Keith, John, crew, let's get this show started.
What's going on, nation? Hey, you guys can join this live conversation right now. Hey, you're not going to find any live stuff on Sora. Nope, you're not going to find live stuff on... you might find some live stuff on Instagram. Yeah, you might find some live stuff on other platforms. But I'm going to suggest to you right now, everybody's just got this recorded stuff. They've recorded a long time ago. If you want true live conversation, where we set the bar at a certain level, well, it starts 7:30 Eastern time with Matt Roof. Yep, then we do 8 o'clock Eastern time with myself, John, the gang here, Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. And hey, listen, guys, hey, you guys can join the live conversation right now. In the second hour, we're going to open up the big old phone lines, 431-300 3005. That's 431-300-3005. Come say hi in the comments. The vertical channel is active. The horizontal channel is active. And in the future, when YouTube gets their chat together, they're going to merge them together. So we'll have one unified chat with both streams. But right now, we are streaming in both vertical and horizontal. And to those that are not live with us right now, yeah, I got something for you. You're missing out. You're missing out on the big live conversation. Petrocelli's here too. Good morning, Petro. I missed you this morning. Yeah, the old romper room go around, the old check-in, the old present. I'm here, present, check-in. Yep, that's it. We got Petro. We got Lady Drew. We got the resident daddy fucker in the lab, Lady Drew Bozier, hanging out with us this morning. I always love having Bozier in here, and who's a fan of animals, all types, wild and everything. I bring it up because we got our own animal here in the lab now called Pitcher. Pitcher joined the team yesterday. Pitcher along with Preston and Sterling here this morning as part of our morning's conversations team here. All right, listen, I'm going to get into some of our I am going to get into some of our current events this morning. Let me see what we got happening here while we're waiting for John to show up here in the lab this morning. I suspect he's having some issues with Elon's internet, which might be the whole situation. Hey guys, nation, to all my folks that are of a similar aged as me, the legendary primatologist Jane Goodall passed away a couple days ago while on tour. Now, you might think to yourself, well, Keith, why the hell does this have anything to do with me? Well, because it kind of does, actually. We all grew up with her. You know, she helped redefine humanity's understandings of animals through her discovery that chimpanzees make and use tools. Yeah, that came from a Jane Goodall conversation, from a Jane Goodall discovery. And she advocated empathy and conservation over 6 decades. We're talking somebody who had a little bit of an impact on society, nation. What was that? Gorillas in the Mist. Yes, that's what it was, Gorillas in the Mist, right? So she founded the Jane Goodall Institute and the Roots and Shoots Youth Movement. But here's the thing, guys. Her legacy, I don't know about you guys, her legacy inspired scientists and activists from around the world from when she started. Yes, and I'm with you, Lady Drew. I suspect that she is. I suspect that she's enjoying her life in the heavens, good old 91 years old. And here's what I love about this. Reminds me of my father. She remained active. She absolutely remained active until her final days, spreading nothing but messages of hope along the way. And here's the reality. I think we would all agree. Without hope, we fall into apathy. And actually, we end up doing nothing along the way. So, you know, when I was putting together today's show with Melissa, I was saying, you know, we need to talk about Jane Goodall. You know, she had an impact on the world, and you know, we debated a little bit whether you guys would care about it. And the reality is, I suspected that you would. You know, because that she's had an impact on much of what we've seen for the last, I guess, 50, 60 years. And I thought I would throw it on the table for us this morning. Brandon James, I set a goal of being back in the gym last week and I followed through. Yes, it felt good clicking the weights around last night. Yes, that is awesome, Brandon Jensen. I love it. Good morning, my baby. Lauren in the lab here this morning as well. I'm with you, Maddie. We do care 100%. Hey, Brandon, I want to keep the light shining on Brandon right now, guys, because you know, Brandon found this show a couple of weeks ago, and he's been getting up, getting after with us as well here, and he used the word in his comment that I think some of us sometimes are scared of using. Y'all wonder what it is? Followed through. Because when you follow through on something, it's taking that intention that you put in your brain and you made it happen. I love it, man. I love it. So Jensen, I got something for brother. I got a challenge for you, man. Not a challenge. I'm not going anywhere until I go join Jane Goodall one day. So I'm going to be here. Maybe Jensen, this just works into part of your morning routine. You get to the gym, come hang out with us, and you keep following through. Because if you're going to lead, I know that you're going to take others along with you. There might be somebody right now listening on this show or tuning in on demand that's like, hey, you know what? I want to get back into the gym too. And often we think about someday, one day, next day. Well, Jensen, you did it. And then you followed through. And then you came back and you actually talked about following through. So I love it. And I want to applaud you for that effort, because following through is tough, especially when we got to do it over and over and over and over and over. So guys, if you got some time today, take a little minute to think a little bit about Jane Goodall's legacy and the impact she left on the world. And hey, go watch some Gorillas in the Mist. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that operation. Okay, what else we got here on the agenda this morning with Sterling and Preston? See, I know Sullivan, right? Because Brendan Sullivan's been doing it too. Brendan Sullivan discovered this show a while back, and I think Sully, it goes without saying, and I don't want to create any hyperbole around it, but I'm going to make a pretty massive statement around it. I think this show, this lifestyle getting up, has helped you maybe improve or change your life. Your words, not mine. So I just wanted to offer that out there, because if it's working for you, Sullivan, it's working for Jensen as well, I suspect, along the way, and for those that are also tuning in. All right, let's get to the next one, guys, here. Hey, haha, I got one. Let's get to this one. Current event number 2. No, let's get to, we are going to get after this one right here, Jimmy. We're going to go to current event number, let me see here. Just going to work my way through here. All right, so guys, coming up, we teased this one a few months ago. To my UFC friends, to my friends that are enjoying, oh, B-Drive, you get to lay some tiles today. Nicely done. Is that better than laying pipe? Remember that song, Laying Pipe On? You guys know that song, Laying Pipe? I think Roofy knows Laying Pipe. Yeah, who's that was Kim Mitchell? I think it was Kim Mitchell. That's the Canadian side of me coming out. You guys remember that song, Laying Pipe? Tell me if you guys remember it. Here we go, Sullivan. I was not hitting the snooze button. I did help. Now I'm doing consistent full bed workouts 2 times a week, fasted cardio. Dude, that is awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so listen, the guy with the orange hair made an announcement yesterday. Yep, he sure did. The announcement he made, when we teased it a couple weeks back, you guys, but the announcement that the guy with the orange hair made was that the UFC is taking their fight for the guy with orange hair's 80th birthday. Yeah. The first time in history that a professional fight is held at the White House. So they're talking about making it the greatest fight card ever assembled. Apparently that the fighters are going to walk through the Oval Office to the Octagon. I know Good Times just sit back there chewing on this one. He's like, yeah, really? I'm like, yeah, crazy shit, man. And the UFC will pay about, apparently, close to $707,000 to restore the lawn after the event. All right, it's got a message from Anderson here. I think is I got something coming up here. Let me just see what it says here. If my phone would work. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, we have guys. Anderson's going to show up in the show with some drama because he just said that he has got some social media issues. So I can only imagine what that means. Yeah, so Good time. So Nation, who's going to watch that fight? I'm curious to all of you guys, who's going to watch the fight? I'm probably going to watch it for curiosity reasons, right? Because it's not very often that you get a chance to see a fight happening at the White House. And here's the thing. Apparently, only 5,000 people are going to get a chance to watch the fight in person. So 5,000 people on site with up to 85,000 people watching nearby on the big screens. And McGregor claims he's there, but Dana White has not confirmed that. So I find it fascinating that this is happening. And here's the reality, guys. This event merges politics, sports, and showmanship, a spectacle. Yes, a spectacle only possible. In the orange hair era. Right now. What happens when you put blue and red together? Do you get orange? Is that the color you get? Actually, is that what happens? How do you get how do you get orange? Nation, how do you get the color orange? I think Matt Roof knows the answer to this. And let's ask Grok. Hey, let's just go and get this over here. Hey Grok, how do we make the color orange again?
Mix yellow and red, about 50-50 to start.
Oh, right, yellow and red, duh. Yeah, there you go. Keith failed primary colors in class. Yeah, just true story there. So there you go. So that's how you get the orange hair. Yeah. Okay, what else we got here, Jimmy? Jimmy on the buttons this morning. Hey guys, let's give a shout out to. Yes, Grok, what do you want to say to Jimmy?
Jimmy, if you're listening, go easy on the coffee, mate. We've all seen what happens when you don't.
Yes, it's yeah. I would agree with you. And Good Time says, so the fight is essentially a private fight for the White House and his rich friends. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I think you're bang on there. You're bang on there, Good Time. That's exactly what this event is going to be. It's going to be a private fight for the White House and all the orange-haired guys' friends. Yeah, there you go. And then we got Brandon Jensen. I won't be watching. I can't remember the last time I turned my TV on. That's pretty awesome, man. That's awesome. Is your hack because you watch it on your phone, or just no TV at all in your life? That's fascinating to me. And hey, how did you guys? So does YouTube replace your TV habits? I'm curious about that. Is that what's replaced your TV is having YouTube? And of course, Bernard says no TV here as well. Okay, guys, here's something for you. Now, this one I vehemently disagree with this one, what I'm going to say next. MIT is telling us that AI causes reduction in users' brain activity. Now, I'm not sure if that's necessarily the case. Let me explain. First of all, let's talk a little bit about what the founding is saying. So using AI tools, lowers brain activity by up to 47%. Here, I think, is the problem with this study. And here's what I think that, and I'll kind of use what John would say, which is, the average human being. I don't think I've used my brain more in the last number of months than I have since AI has been introduced. Why? Because I need to communicate. I need to use words. I need to find words to get something smarter than me to get something successfully done. It's a whole new skill set that I don't know if we're spending enough time talking or leaning into. It's an entirely new skill set, which is speaking to an entity that is extremely intelligent to get it to do things for you. And it doesn't work if you just use, do this, do that. So there's what I'm finding is a whole new way of thinking that goes involved with using agents like Perplexity or ChatGPT or Grok or anything. It's not just as simple as make me X, Y, Z. Because of course there's no brain power there. You have the agent do everything, but then you're gonna get shit results. The power of the results come from the words you use to get those results. So I don't necessarily think that there's lower brain activity. I can see where those have lower brain activity because you're using it very lazy-like. But if you're actually using it in a way where you're looking to get results to move the needle, man, it's I've never been more taxed in my brain. True story. Holroyd, I don't know about you, man. I've never been more taxed using my brain and in a different way than I did before. When we use Word or Excel or any of the older tools, I don't know, there was a certain muscle memory with it. But with these new tools, man, I find my brain, Matty Roof, what about you, brother? I find my brain is just having to be on in order to get the results that I'm wanting. So interesting. It'll be interesting to watch this as society and life moves forward, as we keep weaving these tools into our life. And I haven't even talked about what happened yesterday from the world of OpenAI, because yesterday the world changed and we haven't even talked about it. I'm going to wait for Anderson to show up to talk about that one because do you guys remember when the iPhone was released? Here's something for you. Do you guys remember when the iPhone was released? Do you remember how ineffective it originally was? Do you remember that there was no apps on it? You guys remember that? Do you remember? Do you remember when it came out and it was like, hey, there's iPhone 1, iPhone 3G, and there was no apps? But it was the App Store that changed everything. All right, hold on, guys. We got Anderson. What's up, Johnny?
How fucking long are you going to leave me in the green room?
Oh, I guess Jimmy didn't see. So I have I have one monitor down. I have one monitor down, so I didn't see you on one of my monitors. And
I show up late. He's like, I'm not going to let him in now.
Jimmy just said to me, John is here, but you look blurry.
Oh, fuck. All right, I'll come back in a second.
Okay, so I'll
But
see.
Jimmy, don't stop fucking sleeping at the wheel, Jimmy.
All right, I see you and Marty there. I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes inside the show here. All right, Johnny's going to be in the show in a couple minutes. Let's see. We're talking to the comments here. Okay, so what do I got here? We got Matty Roof. Oh, but the woman I love has expensive taste. She's never satisfied. The latest thing's a diamond ring, a car with an ultra glide. I'm laying pipe all night long. Yes, that is it, Matty Roof, laying pipe. Jimmy, bring in Marty and Jimmy when they're ready, man. That's awesome. And we got Brandon James right on B. It's a huge waste of time. YouTube's way better than TV. All the strongmen you can handle, and you can watch any competition you're looking for. I'm with you. I do consume TV sometimes, is what Bernard has to say. And Maddie says, yeah, it's just different when it comes to using your brain. And then Holred talks about chat, talking about AI. You have to be creative and very specific. Sometimes I have to reward my prompts to get what I'm looking for. And then we got Brandon. I don't have time for it. I try to limit my time, but I'm glad that Brandon limits his time hanging out with us every single day. Christopher Martin.
Yo, did Matt just say he's laying pipe?
Hey, it's a song, man. Don't you know that song? Laying pipe all night. You know. So actually, no, Marty, you would know that song because it's past your generation.
Nah, but that's like slang though. In my generation,
it is. Yeah, you're right. I guess slang is like laying pipe. I'm just hold on a second here. We're gonna ask Grok. Hey, Grok, the song "Laying Pipe" was that Kim Mitchell? Oh, Grok is not responding at the moment, so I'm going to get Grok going on here. I need to find out who it is because I know it's a great song. Hey, Grok. Who sings the song "Layin' Pipe"? Grok, you there?
Yeah.
Everybody's sleeping at the wheel today.
So, yeah. Hey, Grok, who sings the song "Layin' Pipe"? Yeah, David Wilcox. Yes, the Canadian bluesman. That's it, the Canadian guy. All right, we got the whole gang here this morning. Johnny, I'm eager to hear about your social media issues this morning.
Dude, I'm literally sitting right here, logging in.
Yeah.
My fucking phone starts blowing up. I'm like, God damn it, that's not good. And it's so I look, because this time, shit trickles in, but not everything at once.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like every fucking team member that has a social media to monitor got fucking logged out. Every fucking one of them.
Oh, so you had to get everybody set up.
Sounds frustrating.
You had to get everybody set up.
Oh, dude, yeah. And then, of course, we got to check their VPNs. Or VPNs on.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
yeah.
And it's not just one. It's like fucking. There's multiple Facebooks, TikTok, fucking LinkedIn, 2 Instagram accounts. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like every time something rolls through like that, it takes an easy 15 minutes to get everybody back in.
I got to be honest. I actually figured it. I potentially thought it was an issue with maybe some of the gray areas of the social media world. Maybe knocking on your door.
That's what it is.
Because you shared some stuff yesterday, so I thought maybe there was somebody knocking on your door about the word peptide or something.
Well, that's just, I think what it comes down to is they just make shit difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. My new tech guy, he's like, GoDaddy has they can't do what they did. If you want to fight them, I'm like, I'm not fighting shit. I don't want to fight for that. I don't want this fight. I want to avoid this fight.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Hey, Brandon, see Marty Fit. You can find the handsome stud. That's not me or John. We're talking Marty right now. You can find the handsome stud Marty on Instagram with @KeithBillis. I'm sorry. I mean @CMartyFit.
So Mark, check it out, dude. I'm excited to hear about your new company, man. Good shit. Fuck, I'm really fucking. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. I'm inspired. It's fucking good shit, brother.
Thanks, man. Let's kick some ass, man.
Hey, I put some stuff on the table this morning while you guys are working your way in here. I'd like to get your comments. So I threw this out here a few weeks ago that there was a tease happening that the man with orange hair was going to announce a big fight happening just down the road from Marty, and they announced it June 14th. 5,000 fans.
Yeah, I heard about that.
5,000 fans. They're having a UFC fight, Johnny, for the man with orange hair's 80th birthday, June 14th in Maryland at the White House. 5,000.
Real quick, you gotta say,
go ahead.
80 years old.
I know.
He's looking pretty fucking good, dude. He's doing pretty fucking well.
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I had that same thought yesterday. I was I was sick because my dad's 82, and like my dad's I think very similar. He's very active. He's very getting after it, and he's doing his shit, and he's got his acuity there and so forth. And I was looking at the man with orange hair yesterday too, and thinking, man, the guy just, if anything, he's showing perceptually that he still has some. To him.
Well, and to think about it, I mean, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs, and he's been inspired his whole life.
Yes, 100%. So
that's the formula right there. Don't do shit that tears you down.
That's it.
And if you live in some sort of a place of passion, it's just you have a reason to live.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there you go. So the big fight happening there, Brandon, John, Brandon sent you a DM yesterday on Instagram. So Brandon, that will go to John's team. I think that'll be that's. I'm always in there. Okay. Gotcha.
But if they're, granted it'll get to me, but I'm not. I can't be there all day. So yeah. So ultimately, yeah. Good. So
Johnny, I'm putting this in your ear. Know that Brandon has sent you a note in Instagram so that you can connect with Brandon, because Brandon, I think, needs your help. So if you can connect with that, that's awesome. We want to make sure we're following through for our community here. Okay. Awesome.
He went through my main Instagram account. Which
Beautiful.
One? No, I'm that's a question because I'll hear about it. I'll hear about it in my morning meeting today.
Okay, yeah. So Brandon, John's got a couple Instagram accounts, so he's like, "Which one did you send me that one on?" So he can confirm which one he found it on.
I mean, I'll figure it out. It'll just be easier for me to make sure I take care of him and make sure they got to mention mornings in the lab.
Good. Okay. Awesome. So Brandon, do that.
Because everybody's coming in saying I know him from somewhere.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So Brandon, make sure you mention the morning show.
Yeah. Perfect. Hey, Marty, MIT is saying that our brains are acting differently because of all these new AI tools coming into the market. I'm curious about you because I know you're using them often. Are you finding your brain acting differently? Are you finding yourself being lazier? I offered my opinion. I want to hear yours, and I'll throw mine on the table here in a second. How are you? Are you finding yourself being dumber or lazy when it comes to using these tools, Marty? Or are you finding yourself having to think a little harder?
Now, actually, I heard what you said when you brought this up, and I'm with you 100%.
Yeah,
and I feel much smarter with these AI tools.
Yes,
and it makes me want to learn more.
Yeah, Marty, hold on, Johnny, hold on. I like you said that, Marty. What did you say? It makes you want to learn more, right?
Learn more.
Well, and here's why. Here's why. Because it makes you think bigger.
Yes,
absolutely.
Because
you realize, holy shit, look at the possibilities.
Oh my God. Yes, that's exactly it. It happened yesterday with me. I was doing some stuff and I was working on a project yesterday for our show. And fuck guys, I was struggling to get it done. Marty, you'll appreciate this. And then it worked. And I was like, holy fuck, it worked. And then I found myself, John, to what you just said, going, okay, well, if I can do this, how can I get now to that next level, right? And that I never experienced that before, so I didn't feel dumber. I felt myself actually smarter yesterday, Marty. True story. I felt confident. I was like, "Holy shit, man! I did something I never done before."
Yep.
And on the level, just so people can kind of understand, there's a certain level of feeling overwhelmed stepping in. You just got to push through that.
Well, you know what? And I agree with you, John. I would like to bring this to the gym for both you guys, because I think you guys can relate to this. If you go to the gym and just, I don't know, Johnny, I did squats today, brother, and I did squats how you taught me yesterday. True story. I focused very much on depth. I should have put my camera up. I actually had heels back, toes up, with lighter on the weight today, but it was awesome. But my point is this, is that if you go to the gym and you do shitty quality reps, you're going to get shitty quality results, right? You're like, okay, why is my back not growing? Well, you're not fucking doing anything. It's the same thing with these tools. If Marty's like, make me an Instagram post that says this, and he's like, what the fuck, man? I feel like this is stupid. It's not working. Well, of course, because you're not really putting in the reps properly with intention. And I think that's when I read the study, John, I leaned into what you said, which is like the average human just might be saying, make me an orange piece of copy, and it just turns into crap. So I don't know. I find it makes me smarter. Aided intelligence. I like that Mike Sullivan put it up there, or Matty Roof did. Boys.
Yeah, I was just having a conversation with someone, and they were telling me they use ChatGPT at work.
Yeah.
And I said, that's good, but if you know how to write well,
yes,
it's only going to enhance the ChatGPT.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be the same if you just had a dummy on there and say, hey, write this. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
100%.
So it still keeps you on point.
Well, so here's something that really kind of struck me right in the middle of the face yesterday. I'm pulling up my phone because I took a screenshot.
Hey, real quick. I'm digging this conversation because we're all three digging on it, but you know what time it is, right?
Oh, yes. Nation, look at the clock. Jimmy, look at the clock. He just gets him out of here. Hey, Marty, you agreed that we could bring him on the show. When I asked you years ago, you're like, yeah, we'll bring him on the show.
If I knew it was going to be 3 dumps a show, maybe I would have reconsidered. And just think, yeah, we got this guy coming on the show. He's going to take 3 dumps every episode. I would have second guessed it.
Oh man, I was eager to share this with you, and I know Johnny can hear us, so I'll just say it out loud. When the biggest creator in the world makes a statement, I think you got to put your ears up. Would you agree?
The biggest creator in the world,
Mr. Beast.
Absolutely.
He says this yesterday. And this struck me too, and I think this leans into what we're doing, Marty, and this leans into why actually I knocked on your door.
Real quick, he drops a lot of gems, but they're so simple.
What?
Like he doesn't say anything complex. He says the most simple shit. It's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
all right. I like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Jimmy Donaldson says this, Marty. When AI videos are just as good as normal videos, I wonder what that will do to YouTube and how it will impact the millions of creators currently making content for a living. Scary times. Now, hang on this comment for a second. We've joked about catfishing on this show. You no longer have to be an attractive female to have a successful profile online. With AI, you can create whatever you want to create. So if you want to create a video channel of being a hot woman who's doing whatever you're doing, or do this or do that, like the barrier to entry now to make videos, Marty, there is no barrier to entry. It's words. Look at Sora. By the way, you're not in Sora yet, but look at Sora, right? So, the barrier to entry, there's no barrier anymore because Marty, you know as well as I do, for the longest time, people are like, no, I don't want to go on camera. No, I don't want to put my face on camera, or I don't want to do this. You don't have to. You just got to fucking make words, and you can make a whole video channel without even putting yourself on camera, which to me, brother, here's why I'm excited. I think what's happened is not only has the bar gotten lower for everybody to get into this game, it's also made what you and me and Johnny and Matt Roof are doing harder now. You follow what I'm saying? Because the barrier to entry to make videos is there's no barrier now. You just words. But the barrier to do live show like we're doing, I think, has just gotten up higher now.
Well, it's going to be, it's definitely going to be difficult to do a live show. And then think about this too. Think about human nature.
Yes.
A lot of the reason why people aren't successful at content creation, this social media management.
Yes.
But the reason why people aren't successful at it is because they get lazy, they quit,
yes,
they get discouraged. The same thing's going to happen with AI. You still got to show up and put the reps in regardless.
Yes.
So, you can create a great character, but if you're not willing to sit down and put the work in, who cares?
Yeah. Well,
you're not going to excel,
100%. That's why I was really, excited when I saw Brandon Jensen jump in here this morning and say, I said I was going to do something and I followed through in it. And I love the word followed through, right? Because you're admitting to something you intended to do, then you're now saying that I'm doing it. I love that, right? It's the same thing what you just said, which is, okay, I'm going to start my social media profile and then I'm going to stop after 4 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that.
Oh man,
I know you and Johnny, especially Johnny, wouldn't let me stop after 4
That's
days.
Right. That's exactly it. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith and Marty here on Mornings in the Lab. Johnny's having a dump. You guys look at the clock. You guys know what time it is. That's what time it is for Johnny. Hey, Marty. So scientists developed an anti-aging drug that extends lifespan by 25%. Dude, 25%.
Is it a pill?
Well, it's researchers discovered that blocking a protein called IL-11. We shouldn't tell John this because John's going to get on the train tomorrow. Next thing you know, John's going to be living 25 years longer because he discovered this thing.
He had a peptide for it. Well, the thing about it is trizepatide, saticide. Now you mix it with another one.
Next week, we're going to be on the show and Anderson will be like, I've discovered a peptide that will make me extend my life by 50%. And here's what you have to do.
I told you I'm invincible, baby.
Oh my God. And he'll be like, I didn't treat it on mice because they're average. Mice are fucking average like the average man. You see all those mice out there? They're just normal. They're just fucking regular mice. That's not the fucking.
Oh man, that guy's something else. But I do want to hear what he has to say about it.
Yeah, but they did this. So they scientists test this in mice. And I guess what happened, Marty, is that they're living about 25% longer. And they actually stayed healthier as they aged. So it's what I found fascinating about this is that it seems like every few years and I think Good Time can relate to this. It's like every few years we're hearing about people, just living longer, or we're getting things to help us live longer. And I got no problem with that, but it's like, man, I think right now, what's the oldest person around? 113?
That I don't know, but it's not uncommon to see someone, live till they're 100, 102, 103.
Yes.
I've seen, a few funerals this year for people over 100. So I'm not surprised that people are, going to live longer, or ways to live longer.
We had a conversation about the guy with orange hair, and he's going to be 80. So, and I don't suspect he's
not stopping anytime soon.
It doesn't look like he's stopping anytime soon, actually. So, I think.
So, side note with the whole Pete Hegseth situation, and the military's new rules.
Yes,
one of the rebuttals people have is, well, Trump isn't in shape, and I'm like, for one, when has the bar ever been for an 80-year-old man? And two, like, whether you like the guy or not, the dude's active. He's golfing. He's, making decisions every day, super active. So, I mean, I don't think he's in, that bad shape for 80 years old. Just my opinion, Dude,
the guy's 80.
Yeah.
80.
You got to commend him.
Not 60 or 50, 80.
He's 80.
Right? 1 year short of 100, right? So, and this is really not about politics. This is about somebody so clearly you've been able to do something with your life to get to 80 and still be active and successfully do things.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had some type of, fitness routine or something.
Oh, 100%.
I wouldn't even be surprised. I've heard, I know a lot of people in DC. I've heard that Biden had a fitness routine too, but I can't.
Well, sure, that he got on the bike. I knew you'd like that.
I forgot about that. But I think Biden did too, That's all I'm going to say.
I think he forgot about it too. But to Johnny's point, what he said a couple weeks ago, what was frustrating about that, man, is that there was just too many people pulling the strings, right? And unfortunately for that young man, I'll call him a young man. Unfortunately for the young man, he got caught in a situation where there's people pulling strings and he became the puppet. Yeah. Right. Which was, and it was, let's put the puppet on the bike and see if the bike can ride itself. Right. So it's unfortunate, really.
It is unfortunate, but hope he's doing okay now. I see he's on the beach in Delaware a lot. People catching him on the beach in Delaware like all the time.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hey Marty, do you ever hey Jimmy, we got something here. We're gonna talk some tech neck. Do you spend time looking at your phone results when it says that you've been on your screen for this or that or this or this or that?
Nope.
I don't care what the
What if the key to unlocking peak physical performance isn't in the gym, but in how you answer a text? We spend our days building, creating, and connecting, yet a silent force is pulling us down, leaving us with nagging pain and stiffness. Groundbreaking research reveals that the solution isn't another gadget or complicated routine, but a series of simple, counterintuitive resets. By reclaiming a few seconds, you can reverse the damage and build a stronger, more resilient foundation. It's time to stand tall again. Start now.
Yeah, Brandon, that shit was hilarious. Yeah, thank you. I thought so too, actually. They are organ harvesting for fresh parts, says Good Time, referring to our previous conversation. Marty, Ethel Caterham, 116 years old as of August 21st this year. UK resident.
Still alive?
Still alive. She's fucking rocking and rolling, man. Yeah, she's so she's previously shared that her secret to a long life includes a positive mental attitude, taking opportunities, and having things in moderation.
I believe that, man, because when you get negative, don't you just feel like tired? And
I got no time for it anymore. I got zero time for it.
But you know the difference from maybe a time in the past where you did, right?
100%, Marty. I'm glad you brought it up. As I age now, I got really no time for that energy. I don't. And I'll tell you something, man. I've been thinking about this a lot in the last few days. Actually, it's really been kind of hitting me square in the face. Is mortality and aging? You know, I spent some time with my dad a few weeks ago, and I was talking to my dad yesterday. Looking at him yesterday, he's looking older, right? And you know, and you just, I know you spent some time with Bill a couple weeks back, and I have never lost a parent before, and I'm not speaking like I've lost my folks, but I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's been on my mind a lot in the last little while. It's been it's you know. My son doesn't live here anymore, so it's kind of I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I've been maybe internally emotional a little bit, right? I feel like I'm a little bit a weird spot in life. Like I am, Marty. I'm being really honest right now. Like my son's 18, going to be 19, living on his own. My dad is 80, going to be older instead of like it's hard for me to articulate or explain, but I think you know what I'm saying.
Well, you know, you do all this stuff, Keith. You look in the future all the time, but you're going to look in the future in your personal life too, you know, and it's
exactly it.
Just you know, as brilliant as you are, you know, it's kind of a curse too, because you're going to think about some real stuff like that, unfortunately. But
I'm glad you said it that way, brother. You're absolutely right. I'm really glad you said it that way, because I find myself, I'll tell you something too. I find myself when I talk with my father or my mother, I've been finding myself even changing some of the topics I talk about because they're not going to be around for them.
Yeah. Well, I know when I just went to see my dad, he opened up about a lot more stuff he's never opened up about. And
so did mine last trip, and I was like, "Holy fuck, is that an aging thing?" Tell me, Marty.
That's what I was going to say. I think maybe it's just an aging thing. He's just like trying to leave it all on the table, you know. And he's even talking about what he expects from me or what he wants from me when his time comes. You know, it's just things I never thought of, a conversation I never had with him before. So
I'm getting emotional. Like my dad was saying some stuff to me on our trip last week that I'm like, "Holy fuck, my dad's never talked that way before." And I was thinking to myself, like, is that just because he's reflecting on his age and reflecting on life and just making sure that I know things, or it's just and Good Time. I appreciate it, man. Cause I appreciate those words. Cause I don't think unless you're going through it, you don't know. Like, so I'm sharing this, Marty, because you are going to go through this one day when you have children and your parents' age, and you're going to be like, "Holy fuck, I remember that conversation with Keith a few years back." And it's until you're in the middle of it, it's like, you don't really know. Like am I scared thinking that my folks are going to die one day? I am, but I'm also not. It's just, I don't know. It's so hard to articulate my feelings, except I just know that they're there. And I'm just, they've been in my head more than ever, actually, Marty.
all right. So I got a question for you. So as a father,
yes,
this is my assumption.
Yes.
You probably want to give Carter as much wisdom as possible, right?
Yes.
So do you think your dad may be doing that for you? That's why he's opening up new conversations and stuff?
I think so. And I think just sharing some of where, like, he had a comment, Marty, when we were talking last week about he had to give up a potential pro football career because his parents got divorced and he had to go to work. Right. And we're talking in the 40s, Johnny, back in the 40s there. So which wasn't really perhaps a common thing. Right. So, and he talked about just, you know, because we were talking about Carter going out to play hockey in Saskatchewan and how he had these.
I heard the whole thing.
And he was just reflecting on, you know, I'm really proud that Carter gets a chance to do this because I didn't get a chance to do that because I had to make different decisions. So Marty, Dad just started kind of sharing all that with me, and I just was taking it all in. And Yeah, Johnny, I'm just going through a period, man. I'm just going through a period in my life right now. I think it's different. I've never experienced it before.
I mean, I'm kind of in the same thing.
I know you are.
When, my mom is 90.
Yes.
So we have very different conversations now than we did.
Yes. And it's. Do you question your mortality through it, Johnny?
I'm not worried. I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about her.
Yes. Yes.
Well, because you got to remember, these are what we're describing here is good parents, because they realize that shit, I've done a great job as a parent, but I still have a little time left.
Yes.
And they're trying to pass on, more advanced, more insightful information. They're hitting that same thing. They're like, holy shit, I only have a little bit of time left to convey some of these things.
I notice my dad shares more tears than ever before. And he shares more emotion than ever before. And part of me wonders, is it because his brain and because he knows deep down that it could be a last moment, it could be a last time, or it could be, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not trying to get all heavy and deep, but I notice these things. Probably Johnny, you do too, when talking with mom. And Marty, you just said too, talking with dad. Dad brought up things that he haven't brought up before. So it's how life works, right?
Yeah, I think it's actually kudos to our parents.
Yes.
They're, a lot of parents, they don't really have that wisdom to give.
Yes. Yeah.
Or they're not insightful enough to do it.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it. So we started this conversation with, we ended up over here with age, because we found the oldest person in the world, but we started it, Johnny, with tech neck. And, humans are having a bigger struggle than ever because we're spending more time like this, looking down. And there's folks are finding that they're having more challenges with posture, psychological effects, and because people are spending more time looking down at their phones. And I'm just curious, do you find yourself having issues with your neck, John or Marty, when you guys spend so much time on your devices?
Well, I did one. I went through. I'm trying to think of when it was. I don't remember if we had crossed paths yet, but I got this fucking weird, goddamn nerve pain in my neck.
Serious?
Oh, dude, it was started off as kind of like these little zips. Like, ooh, what was that?
Yeah.
Right? And as time went on, I mean, it turned into be like these fucking electric shocks to where it was like, I think I might have told you guys about. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I told the story on the show.
Okay.
Where, it was like one day it got so bad that I was in the fucking bathroom, a public bathroom, a gas station bathroom. And I'm basically taking a piss and this thing fucking hits. And that day, it had gotten so bad that day, the only way that I could get rid of it was to basically kind of bend down and throw my right arm, which then was doing something to that nerve. And I was fucking shrieking like a little bitch. And I did that in a public bathroom. And people were like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Standing in front of a urinal, shriek, bends over, fucking throws his right arm towards the ground, But it was and keep in mind, that's what I do, is solve problems with the body.
Yes.
And I knew it was something I was doing. And then I started to realize, holy shit, it's my right arm. That's where I hold my fucking phone. And it was that day it was triggered because I was in the car and Terry was driving, of course, like she always does. And I was here, right? And it was too much in one short period of time, and it just set it off. And that's when we figured out what it was.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, I go to like a stress therapist, and I mean, she gets in there, gets the knots out, and that helps me because I am on my phone a lot, and I got my camera here, but I'm always like this. I'm always recording, always live, turning this way too. So between this and being on my phone, it messes me up too. But like I said, I specifically get treatment for it because I know it bothers me a lot.
That's
there's and also too, Marty, just to be aware of your posture when you're in these positions. Just move. Don't stick in that one place too long.
Okay, gotcha.
It's easy to stay in a position, isn't it? It's just so
It
easy.
is.
Next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, I've been in this position for 2 or 3 hours. Or so that's one of the reasons I obviously wear my Apple Watch, and it 10 minutes to the hour. If I've been sitting too long, I get the alert saying, get your ass up, get your fat ass up, and start moving again. And it's a helpful reminder, because sometimes it's just incredible how fast time goes by. You're like, oh my God, 45 minutes have gone by. Right. So.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. You know, that's part of the time warp that our phones create for us.
Absolutely. All right, let's do this. Let's do a reset here. We'll do a lifestyle tip with Jon Andersen. We'll reset hour 2, and we'll come back to the topics around alpha males, accountability stuff, and a few of the big topics of conversation this morning at Mornings in Lab with Keith, John, Marty, and the entire gang right here, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Jimmy, let's go to the lifestyle tip with Johnny.
All right, check this out. It's a frame of mind. Everything is an opportunity. No matter what happens, if it's good, great. Keep moving. If something kicks you in the nuts, realize that there's A, something for you to learn, and B, an obstacle for you to negotiate, which makes you better. You develop resilience, toughness, maybe even a new skill. But just remember, we want bigger, better things. Well, life never gets easier. We must get better. So when we ask for bigger and better things, basically what we're asking for is bigger obstacles so that we can get better. We can improve. Think of it like this. Something kicks you in the nuts, something gut shots you, something hits you in the nose. You got to remember, you've got to get past whatever that was. But what's on the other side of that is a better version of you. So get through this, meet that new you, adapt that new skill, that new resilience, that new mental toughness, recognize that it was a gift, and keep on going. When you can flip the script and realize that everything is good, your life will change. Rock and roll.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Morning in the Lab. It's Keith, John, Marty, and everybody else here. Our room is packed. We had a little stumble into the show this morning. We talked tech neck. We talked, we had a bunch of great conversations. We talked about age. And we're going to get to the community corner and get into some of the big topics coming up here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. We got a good time. We got Brandon. We got Lady Drew. We got everybody in the comments here this morning. Jimmy, let's roll right into center stage. Let's talk about alpha males and whether the world is done with alpha males or whether we're just emerging. The idea of the alpha male, let's have a conversation about it. Jimmy, let's run the opener.
What if the secret to being a more powerful man has nothing to do with being more intimidating? The pressure to be an alpha can turn life into a constant performance, leaving you stressed, exhausted, and disconnected from the people who matter. But the very science that introduced this concept shows that the most effective leaders aren't just fighters. They are expert peacemakers and protectors. This suggests that true influence comes not from demanding respect, but from earning it through empathy and support. It's time to lead with your greatest strength, your humanity.
Hey, Marty, I wanted to start the conversation with you on this one. Marty, does the idea of the alpha male, that's still pretty predominant, when it comes to your friends, your brothers, your community, your demographic? Are men out there still like flexing that they got to be the alpha?
Men still do it. I wouldn't say men in my circle do it, but
Yeah.
there are definitely men out here who think that's the way to get respect or the way to get chicks or it's. I don't think that's ever going to change.
No.
I feel like guys were doing that back when Johnny was a young
True,
guy.
I know. That's what I'm curious what it is.
There's an evolution. There's an evolution to that.
Yes.
Because what do they call it? I remember when I made the shift what do they call it?
Oh.
There's alpha and then there's sigma.
Okay.
And I didn't even know, I at that point, I hadn't even heard of sigma.
Okay.
And basically sigma is kind of that guy who has all the alpha male traits, but he finds himself, kind of, I'm trying to, I don't know how to describe it. He finds himself leaving some of the alpha stuff behind. He's still like, he spends more time alone. He makes his circle smaller. In many cases, the alpha, he's that guy that's just buddies with everybody, and like when you start eliminating people from your life, I think that might be a one of those triggers that you might be going through the change. And for me, that was when I really started to dig into what I was doing.
Yeah, I can relate to what you're saying there, Anderson. I think it's maybe an age thing, and Marty, it's something for you to look forward to actually in a positive way, I think. And it's funny because
ask Grok to basically summarize the sigma.
Yes, yeah, hang tight. We'll do that. Grok, I'm going to get to in just a quick second because we got Mike McQuillan here saying, and it's funny because Mike, I agree with Mike says, I prefer to say real men. The term alpha male reeks of Red Bull and Axe body spray. And it's funny because there's something to be said for that, right? Which is that.
Well, and that's a good way to put it because the sigma is more of the real, he's the guy that, he's still a go-getter. He still crushes. He still does all the positive shit, but he realizes there's a lot of the alpha that doesn't really help him.
Yes.
And so he starts eliminating the parts of his life that are not helping him.
Well, and Johnny, it's so global. Michael comes in and says, alpha leaders who tend to dominate the room with charisma and assertiveness. And it's interesting, Marty, because I would think, I'll paint the broad brush here. That would be my perception, Anderson, of young John, right? Strong, assertive, charisma, walk the room. But as you're speaking, as I'm getting to know you as much as a human being, Sigma leaders, as Global says, prefer to lead from behind the scenes. And I'd say that's where I very much lean into these days. And John and Global, I would say that maybe this is redefining the word of stoicism, Johnny, because you and I've been talking about that often lately, but stoicism, right?
Yeah,
and it's idea
no
being
question.
Right?
An alpha doesn't attach to stoicism all the way. Maybe parts of it.
Yes. Hey, Grok, lean into help us understand the Sigma male compared to the alpha male. Grok.
A Sigma's like the Alpha's quieter twin, both confident, driven leaders. But Sigma skips the spotlight, doesn't chase validation. He leads without barking orders, hangs back, picks his circles, focuses on inner strength over showy dominance. Think Wolfpack. Alpha's front of the line, Sigma's the lone wolf who's still top dog on his terms. Make sense?
Oh, yeah. John, I got to be honest with you, brother. I got to be really honest with you. I never... I've known of that Sigma male philosophy or ideology, but I got to be honest, until this morning, until this moment in time, I really didn't lean much into it. And man, I really didn't. I didn't even know it existed. And then one of my buddies obviously stayed in my circle. Yes.
He said, man, he goes, you've really made a shift.
Yes.
What do you mean? I mean, I knew I made a shift, but I was a pretty broad statement. He goes, I don't see you as an alpha. I see you as a sigma now. A sigma, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And that kind of stepped me off into discovery of what is it. And I realized, holy shit. Because it's one thing when you find out about something, you try to emulate or imitate.
Yes.
But if you just develop because, I think that's a little different. And that was me.
So Anderson, I can relate 1,000% to what you're saying now. I did not know this until this moment in time, which I think that's so I'm most certainly I'm a Sigma male today. I certainly was the alpha back in the day, I would say, John Marty, even in the ICUC days. But today I'm happy. Obviously, I enjoy leading. I want to lead, but my leadership style is definitely more Sigma style than alpha style. And Marty, you strike me as a Sigma leader. Like as a young buck leader, and I mean it as a compliment, you strike me as a Sigma leader that quietly goes about doing his shit, surround yourself with success, and then go and get after it. Would you agree with that about yourself, Marty?
Yeah, I think I definitely am. It took me a while to get to this point. I never was an alpha.
Okay.
But I don't even think I was always a leader. I always wanted to be, and I always had leader qualities, but it took me to kind of like John, I had to start getting rid of people and start really focusing on myself to really become the quote unquote Sigma leader.
It's interesting for you to have that awareness. You just said that I don't think I was a leader.
Well, you got to always remember is that I don't think that all alphas are leaders either.
No, I agree with you
That too.
100%. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
There are some for sure.
Yes.
But
I think
like, the true development, I think a true developed leader will find himself, because when you're a leader, you got to stop wasting your energy and
yes.
letting people take your vibration, which means
yes.
you've got to start being more selective.
Yes. And I think not allowing humans to suck the energy out of your life that is not driving any value for you.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Like as an alpha, I was chasing chicks, right?
Yes.
Once I kind of came into the Sigma, I was like, I don't need this distraction, this conflict. I don't know what's on the other side of this. This doesn't make sense to my life right now. It was a little confusing at first, at least in the chick area.
100% it would be. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because your priorities changed, Johnny. You just, and you recognize along the way that what got your goat the previous Friday wasn't getting your goat the following Monday anymore. You're like, well, that's kind of like, that's not working anymore for me.
Yeah. And the timing for me was really quite lucky because Terry came to me shortly after my shift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She'd come to me early on. I would have destroyed it. I almost destroyed it as a Sigma.
Seriously? Yeah.
Why? Because I still had all of these behavior patterns that hadn't really, I mean, it's not like all of a sudden you just snap your fingers, especially I didn't even know it was happening. It was just kind of happening organically. And I still had all of these terrible behavior patterns and ideas around interaction and relationships with females because all of the fucking stupid shit and the bad choices I had made with females as an alpha.
We got Global coming back saying, boys, number 1, alpha, number 2, beta, number 3, delta, number 4, gamma, number 5, omega, the social hierarchy. So then Global, where does Sigma fall into that? And we got Jimmy gave me some knowledge here, which was a Sigma male is a slang term describing an independent, self-reliant, and introverted lone wolf who chooses to operate outside of traditional social hierarchies, valuing freedom over societal experiences. And John, I would say when I brought up this name to you a couple days ago, James Dean, remember the actor? He's probably more of like the Sigma male, right? The concept originates from masculinist subcultures and is often used in discussions of personality archetypes. And then we got Bernard coming back saying, I would say I lean towards Sigma. I lead most of my life. There's balance in how you give orders, so to speak. And then, I see Global. Yeah, Sigma is the quiet alpha. This is great. Here's what I love, guys. When I put a topic on the table and people jump in and go, yeah, let's talk about this. And it's funny because we all have an identification with it. You and I've talked about labeling before, and here's another label for us to lean into, isn't it, Marty?
It is, yeah. And I mean, these are conversations men need to have.
Yes.
Because
it creates awareness. It creates awareness.
It does. And I was going to say there aren't many spaces where men can have these conversations.
No, because here's what I'm expecting to happen. You're going to go through your day today, Marty. And, if you may have been wondering where you fit in this dichotomy, you might say to yourself, I heard something today on the show where I was acting more dick-like an alpha. Maybe I can reposition myself and be a little more kind and maybe act more Sigma-like.
Now,
and the alpha may not even fucking realize that his behavior was poor.
I was just going to say, John, yes. I think it's an age thing too, Anderson. So, Marty, I'm looking at you. Back to you, brother. I think it's also an age thing because, Marty, there's things you don't know yet until you probably hit later in life that you're not going to know until you get there. And what I mean by that is that there's switches in your brain that aren't going to activate until like, oh, okay, this isn't working for me anymore.
Part of what helped that organic switch for me was because there's balances in your life, right? And when this is your time and this is your money and they start to switch, you realize, holy shit, my time is very valuable. I got to stop fucking wasting this shit on these people that are not fucking helping me with my development.
Yes. Marty?
No, absolutely. And I was going to say, damn, I really was about to ask something. Oh, I was going to say, is there a way for an alpha to be positive? Because we have a negative connotation with the alpha, but is there a way that alpha can benefit?
I think so.
Men too, because I don't want to.
There's all types of alphas.
You know?
Yes,
there's all types of alphas for sure.
Well, so Marty, let's go back to the your conversation that we kind of teased a little bit, but Pete Hegsmith, he's like, hey, I'm going to be part of you guys, and I'm going to get after it. So, would you say that the culture being perpetuated right now in the U.S. military is too alpha, sigma, a little bit of both, or is it trying to find its way, Marty?
I think it's trying to find its way. It's definitely not too alpha.
Yeah, I think it's gotten too soft.
I think it's gotten too soft. Yeah, it's definitely not too alpha. But the culture shift, they're looking at that like it's a negative alpha type of thing.
So then would we agree then? This is a great conversation. Would we agree then to have a strong, successful team? Let's use that team. You need a combination of some strong alphas, some strong sigmas to make it work, because if a team's all alphas, it's not going to work. If a team's all sigmas, it's not going to work. So is the success of a great team a combination of alpha leaders, sigma leaders, which benefit each other?
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
as long as the job gets done.
Yes. Well, it's interesting. Go ahead, Marty.
I was gonna say I don't think the job could get done with all sigmas or all alphas.
I agree with you. Yeah, I would agree with you. And John, looking at you, brother, because you and I grew up like McQuillan here. When I was in college, Beta was the alpha male fraternity. Oh, the irony! Bunch of coke sniffing, steroid type freaks, right? All the alpha guys that were all like, just all kind of just crazy dudes that would seem like they would walk around with their shoulders out and the chest out everywhere. That whole aggressive nature of the alpha male. And I'll be honest with you, Marty, growing up, I don't want to say struggle with that because there's a soft side of me, but I aspired for it, but struggled to relate to it because I wanted to be the tough guy, but I also had a big heart.
Well, maybe, as guys, we're influenced by, TV characters.
Yes.
This. I feel like all of us, we have that phase where we think it's cool to just we're supposed to be super tough.
Well, in wrestling, we talk about it often, right? The wrestling, the characters, right? Those characters, many of those characters would be alpha characters, right? So, but anyways, great conversation.
Real quick. Speaking of wrestling, I was Goldberg was my favorite wrestler coming up.
Yes.
And I was showing my mom that like he came back on WWE.
Yes.
I think it was earlier this year.
Yeah, a couple months ago. He hit his final match.
Yeah. I was showing her the entrance and like I just became like a little kid again.
I love that, man. I love that.
It triggers something. It triggers something that you remember of. It triggers an emotion.
Yes.
It did, man. It really did. It did.
And it absolutely does. Bernard, have a great day, brother. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning here in the lab. All right guys, listen. Go ahead, Marty.
No, I was just saying about B-Drive. That's it.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen. Drop the act. Keep the standards. Lead so people breathe easier around you. Jimmy.
What if the key to unlocking your day wasn't a grand plan, but a single powerful choice made before the sun even rises? We're told to hustle, to grind, to do more. But what if the path to real transformation is simpler and closer than we think? Ancient wisdom and modern science agree. Small, consistent actions have the power to reshape our reality. It starts with a single, intentional movement, a focused thought, a small win. Own your morning. Own your day. Start now.
Good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith, John, and Marty here on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. You can join the show with us live right now. We're going to open the phone lines in the second hour, 431-300-3005. Come say hi in the comments. The comments are active on the vertical and horizontal stream this morning. So, John, I put this topic on the table today because of you, because of something you said yesterday, which really struck me. Because you're so diligent with your time and your structure and how you have success in life, you said something, and I listen, brother. I listen. I'm always fucking listening. You said something yesterday which really struck me, which was you did something differently, which you're like, I think you said to me, I opened up my phone and I got into my phone and all of a sudden I was doing work and my brain got all messy because I did shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. Something like that, John. You're like, you adjusted your morning routine and you nailed your morning. And I was like, oh, fascinating, because, and hold on, brother, because I'm thinking to myself that as disciplined and diligent as you are, if your whole routine is going to be derailed by something over here.
Well, you missed part of the story, brother.
Okay. Because there's a lot of men that would get derailed along the way. So if you can get derailed, how did you get back on the rail? Let's talk about it.
Well, so basically it is when I start a new business, you know, obviously I've got to
get excited.
I got to create time.
Yes. Yes.
And so I'll try to weave shit into my morning that I normally would not weave in.
Yes. Okay.
And so basically, you know, it was a few months. I mean, when did I start that?
Yeah,
I started it
3 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And so things are kind of settled, but it was fucking fast and furious. I don't like to do things. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all in.
Yes.
And so I recognize, there was days when I had to get up at fucking 1:45 in the morning to work with some of my team that's on the other side of the world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I'm up and I'm mentally stimulated. Then I go into my morning routine, and then I'm still trying to do my routine plus, handle things.
Yes. Yes.
Just way overstimulated. And then I got to that point where, okay, things are settling down and I can get back to what I normally do, but my brain was still fucking connected to that fast-paced, overstimulated state early in the morning.
Yeah.
And so it's like, holy shit. So I just kind of switched some things up. I just took my routine and kind of switched it around a little bit so that, because I needed that change, because the way I was doing it, the association was doing it with that stuff weaved in. And so I switched some shit around, which then broke that cycle, which helped me get back to that, really serene, focused mental state, get me in the place I want to be before I start kicking ass.
I had to create time. It's fascinating because, Marty, you've been around people like I have, which I don't got time to do that, or I can't. I don't wake up until 7 o'clock. I'm not. My day starts at 7. Where John's like, no, I had to create time, so I got up at 1:45. So I bring
the average man is too busy. The elite man finds the time or creates the time.
Marty, what happens when your morning gets derailed, and how do you bring it back so that you get back on the rails? And again, this might seem cliche and kind of like obvious, but it's not to those that struggle with the discipline that you have. And that's why I wanted to bring it up with Andersen, because if somebody's leaning into the stuff Andersen does and all of a sudden they hear that Andersen is human, like, oh, I can relate to that. So Marty, make yourself relatable.
Yeah. So I had, this happened right before I quit the
gym,
the general managing job. Yeah. So I left early to record some content in the car. Right.
Yeah.
I do my car.
Yeah. Yes.
So I leave early. There's traffic. It takes me 2 hours to get there, and it's not far. It's not that far. So Jesus. That threw off my ridiculous. Yeah, Johnny would have killed me. That's when I heard Johnny's voice in my head.
I'm so fucking glad you didn't tell me that.
Well, I quit a couple of days after that, because that's when I realized, like, this is fucking crazy.
4 hours a day commuting.
It was it's not every day, but
I got you. Yeah,
but just that car accident. But anyway, so my whole day was thrown off. I didn't get my content. I wasn't there mentally, and so I had to, just get myself in that positive state. So, I think I got a workout in, and listen to something positive. But
yes,
it takes the amount of effort it takes to get back positive is just it's crazy. It's not something I'm used to.
Yes,
but, just got to figure out what you need to do to get back in that positive mindset, and then just have a better day the next day. Because the new loop. I'm sorry, the next loop.
Yeah.
Even like this morning, my shit got basically overstimulated by the shit, which is fucking still happening. So I've got to deal with more here in about 10 minutes when we're done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to square that away, and I'm gonna go to my chair. I got a chair in both houses where I sit.
Yes.
And I'm gonna fucking sit, and I actually might lay today because of my back.
Your horizontal work
needs to open up. Yeah.
And
I'm gonna just spend 15 minutes recentering myself.
Yes.
Because I got knocked out.
So I'm appreciative of you saying that, because that's what I've learned. I have
and I should say knocked out of my state is what I should say.
But I appreciate you saying it, because I've had to learn to do that myself, and learned that when a morning or something goes sideways, and Marty, you may have even seen it with myself on the show here, like if something goes sideways with the internet or something, I've learned, and I think my team is even like, I've just learned to just take it in stride. I've learned to take it in stride, where in the past I might not have. And then I take some time to reset myself and recenter myself and go, okay, take a deep breath, be grateful, recognize that I'm on this side of the earth, and be grateful I get to spend time with you guys, and then just get after it and figure it out. Marty, you're laughing.
Not to live in the past, but you know, I was the original guy, you know, before Johnny. But anyway, I've seen Keith get rattled on here, Johnny. And I remember there was I don't want to repeat what the guy said, but there was, you know, a time we had a guest on and he said something, and I've never seen Keith like this. But Keith, you know, he got out of his character, but he did a great job, you know, bringing himself back. You know, being the host of the show.
What was it?
That shit was hilarious.
What? Because there was a time where someone said something that was and he went on a pretty good tangent, but it was in defense.
I think you were here, John.
Yeah, he was. There was some dude that called the F word. Which
John was here. Yeah,
I just didn't like that. I didn't think there was a space for that in our show. I didn't like it.
I agree with that. I agree.
He went on a little bit of a
that was crazy.
And it was I totally get it. It's a protective mode, you know, and sometimes you circle in that mode until you feel like in that mode you think I'd rather do too much than too little. And he made sure he did too much.
John. Yeah, that's exactly like, oh, I got to do all this, and then you pull it back, right? So but I've learned to take things in stride. Like, you know, I've learned that's, and I think
he stiffened up real quick though.
Yes, but I think, John, this also happens with age too, right? I think seriously, where you just learn to take things in stride, and you learn to lean back into gratitude quickly. You know what I mean by that? Which is like, it's not that actually big of a deal.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you know, you, I think what I saw was you understood how to digest that, but you were very afraid, and I was too, that people that were watching in would have caught some little bit of a bite of that and thought, oh, that's what this is about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. And again, I wanted to be protective of of what we're building here, of the community of what we're building here, right? So everybody's welcome. You know, just certain words I just don't think we need to use. I think that there's certain words that just don't need to be used. It's really as simple as that. So, but guys, it was really just about, you know, the conversation for me that I wanted to put on the table. Again, John, was largely struck by something you said yesterday, because just like you admitted a number of months ago that you're still the guy that sometimes stands in front of the fridge and go, what the hell? I'm always looking to make conversation that's relatable to humans. That's what we're all about, relatability, right? And we are rigid because we believe that's what makes us successful. But to somebody listening to us goes, oh, so what happens when you get out of your rigidity? How do you respond? Well, this is how I respond. In the past, I've had to learn how to respond better than today, which is, you know, and it goes back into routine, right? Go back into those non-negotiable routines.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like as a parent, I took that position, you know, I told my kids, you know, I said, look, they say, Daddy, you said that so many times. I said, look, I just need to explain myself so you guys understand. When the game is over, you know, I don't want you to look at me and go, Dad, why didn't you tell me this? Why didn't you help me with this? I would rather you say, you know, Jesus Christ, he went over the top doing everything he could. I can live with that. I can't live with the other side.
Yeah. Before you guys go, I got something funny. It's actually quite ridiculous, but which is why I pride myself on putting these topics on the table. Marty, I'm thinking you may have seen this because me and Johnny are the old dogs, so we may not have seen this. Maybe you have, which is why I love having the three of us here. Foil on door handles, which is a smart DIY. Yes, John, I know. What the fuck? Or
well, hold on. Oil on door handles?
Foil. So tin foil?
Soil.
Yeah, tin foil on door handles. Is it a smart DIY or is it a viral myth?
I'm still not understanding.
What if the key to a more secure and well-maintained home isn't a new gadget, but a new perspective on an old one? We're constantly bombarded with advice, from protecting our property to simplifying our chores, making it nearly impossible to distinguish between genuine utility and clever misinformation. Yet the most robust solutions are often grounded in basic principles, not elaborate schemes. Embrace a mindset of practical application. It allows you to solve real-world problems effectively, using what you already have. See the ordinary. Achieve the extraordinary.
Good morning, everybody. So apparently there's a viral situation happening on the interwebs, Marty, where if you put foil on your door handle, John, like tin foil, aluminum tin foil, like actual tin foil, it is a great security measure, a home security measure, because it's going to deter the burglar from breaking into your home because the viral illusion is that you're gonna hear them taking the tinfoil off your door, and as a result, it's gonna help you secure your house. I've never seen something so ridiculous in my life.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's gonna do anything. Probably invest your time in something else if you want to protect yourself and your family.
But apparently, there's a bunch of TikTokers out there suggesting to the world, Marty, that if you put tinfoil on your door handle, it's going to deter the Jon Andersen burglar from coming to your house. Because John's going to go, I guess I'm not going to get into that one.
And I'm searching. I don't see where that's going to change something.
It's the stupidest thing I ever saw in my life. That's why I put it on the table. So, guys, do not put tinfoil on your door handles. It's not going to work. Johnny, what do you got going on today, brother? You got a lift today or you got a day off today?
No, day off today.
Nice.
Day off today, yeah. So I got to handle as soon as I got to go sharp at 30 because everybody's waiting for me.
I'm letting you go here earlier. Marty, what do you got going on here today, brother?
I got leg day, but it's going to be a light leg day, mostly stretching.
Nice.
I got a 5K on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Good for you.
So,
Seriously?
I'm going to do a couple compound movements and get this stretching, man.
Is it a 5K race kind of thing you're doing with some friends?
Yeah, 5K race. It's for cancer.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
30-minute run, so to speak?
Yeah, I did it in 24 on Sunday. So
good for you. Yeah.
I think the fastest I ever did it was 21.
Ah, good for you.
Still got some work to do.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, boys, let's get you out of here earlier today, guys. Let's get Johnny out of here early so we can get his shit together. Let's get Marty out of here earlier today. I got a few things to tidy up before we get out of here today, too. I had a few tech issues that I'm working on here, so I'm probably going to wrap the show up a little bit earlier today. But, boys, I appreciate the love. A lot of good conversation today. We'll get back at it tomorrow. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, Marty, Jimmy, Rahima, Preston, Sterling, the entire game. We got our dog, Pitcher. That's the name of the dog, Johnny Pitcher.
Interesting. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are they gonna get a mate for him? Call him Catcher. I hope they can now see if Pitcher is a female. They're really fucking screwed up.
Oh man, I had some laughter with Melissa yesterday about it. We were laughing about pitcher and catcher, and it was perfect.
Wait, Melissa, what sex is the dog?
Yeah, so
better be male if it's pitcher.
So funny, man. And then of course Maya showed up yesterday on the show, and Mike McClellan thought that was pretty hot. So, all right, guys, listen, I appreciate the both of you. A lot of love from me to you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you guys in less than 22 hours. Deal?
Have a good loop, my brother.
All right, boys.
See you guys.
All right, Johnny, Marty, you're out of here. Jimmy, let's walk the boys out of the lab. Let's do a quick little reset here this morning. Good morning, everyone. You're hanging out with just the one handsome chief left at Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We got Jimmy on the buttons. Raheem out there hanging out with us as well. Jimmy's also in the community. Melissa's got her day off today, so we don't have Melissa in the lab with us this morning. She'll be back a little bit later on today. All right, Jim, let's see here. I'm going to do a quick little look at our topics, and I think we are going to make our move into the community corner, Jimmy, is what I'm thinking. And I'm just having a look here at our accountability challenge. No, I think we're going to leave that one alone here now for Jimmy as well. And Jim, I think what we'll do, brother, is we're going to head on into the community corner this morning, and let's see what's shaking over on LinkedIn, Substack, and YouTube. Jimmy?
It's time for the Community Corner, where we connect YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack right here on Mornings in the Lab. What if the problem isn't motivation, but distraction? What if the secret to success isn't working more, but working smarter? 3 creators, 3 blueprints for how to focus, build, and live better. Let's get into it.
All right. It's time for the community corner where we're going to connect LinkedIn, YouTube, and Substack On the big show, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. What if the problem isn't motivation, but it's actually distraction? What if the secret to success isn't working more, but working smarter? Like Uncle Keith. Like Jeff Bezos does. Or what if walking away from status actually gets you closer to peace? Interesting. Well, we've got 3 creators, 3 different blueprints on how to focus, on how to build, and how to live better. Nation, let's get into it. All right, let's start on YouTube, Jimmy. YouTube, focus is a superpower, according to creator Del Denny. Del Denny drops a 58-second masterclass on why most people lose focus before noon. I know why. You know why, Jimmy? Because they haven't joined Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. That's why. Or, according to Del Denny, it's because they're constantly context switching. Every notification, every tab, every let me just check this real quick drains energy. So what he says is you gotta guard one deep work block, like your life depends on it. No phone, no multitasking, just one task until it's done. He says one focus block can build energy and 2 can beat a scattered week. So nation, I got an invitation for you. Think about that. 2 hours of total focus can outwork 5 days of chaos. So maybe the question isn't how to get more stuff done. It's what would happen if you stopped breaking your own focus. Oh, think about that. So Substack. Think like Bezos, says Chris J. Wilson. Chris J. Wilson breaks down several mental models that Jeff Bezos used to build Amazon, and they apply just as much to your business, your brand, and even your morning routine. So what he says is you got to start with regret minimization. Not with regret, but start with regret minimization. Make the move that you'll regret not making in 10 years. Oh man, I think about that often, which is, am I going to regret not doing it, or would I rather regret failing at it? Ask yourself that. Keep your teams 2 pizzas small to move faster, and don't worship the data. Listen to the customer stories, or as Jon might say, listen to how you're feeling. What's the feeling going on? Right? Chris shares this analogy. In baseball, you get 3 strikes. In business, 1 home run can pay for all of your misses. Bezos, well, he bets small, and he fails fast and lets the few big wins carry the load. So, Mornings Nation, here's the question for you. What is your 2 pizza rule? And which regret are you still letting decide your next move? Ask yourself that. All right, let's keep it rolling here on LinkedIn, guys. LinkedIn story success without the suit. Author Victoria Higgins. Victoria Higgins walked away from corporate life at 52, and she's not looking back. Good for you, Victoria. She traded status. She traded steady paychecks for time, peace, and presence. No more chasing titles. No more pretending the corner office equals fulfillment. Now, the corner office. Oh my God. Yeah. Now her days include family moments, quiet retreats, and calm summers that don't feel like sprints. Well, the reality is that she earns less, but she lives more. Her story isn't a takedown of ambition. No, it's a reminder that sometimes enough is enough. And exactly what that is, enough. So here's the question for your nation. If success stopped being about money, how different would your goals look tomorrow morning? How much? How different would they be? Curious. So, from deep focus to deep purpose, it is clear. The real reason that wins happen is when you protect your attention, when you protect your alignment, because the rest doesn't matter. So if you want your story featured as part of the Mornings in the Lab Community Corner with Maya and myself every single day here, I invite you to follow us, tag us, and get after it in your next post. And we'll feature it on an upcoming episode of Mornings in the Lab. All right, Jimmy, let's get to the creator. Who are we celebrating this morning?
Picture yourself at the edge of Maine's rugged coast at sunrise. Golden light spilling over granite cliffs, fog curling in from the Atlantic. Now imagine turning that fleeting moment of awe into your life's work. One man did exactly that, transforming from a late-night bartender into one of New England's most celebrated photographers in just 2 years. His images have graced the U.S. Postal Service's Oh Beautiful series, filled hospital halls, and captured nearly 38,000 hearts online. Through his lens, we see how people and nature move in harmony, from weathered lighthouses to quiet fishing harbors. I'm thrilled to unveil our next creator spotlight, the incredible, talented Benjamin Williamson. His story reminds us, connection beats perfection every single time. Follow Benjamin's journey and find your own moment of awe in the everyday.
I'll tell you what's creating awe for me. Jimmy, Maya, fucking rights, man. Man, that is an awesome segment. Nation, if you guys aren't watching, just listening, I cannot invite you enough to tune in to the content that Maya is putting together for us. Maya, thanks for that celebration. Thanks for celebrating Benjamin Williamson. Benjamin Williamson, I'd like to introduce you to our Community Corner host, Miss Maya, our newest member to the Mornings in the Lab team. Melissa, great work on Maya, man. Wow, Sterling and Preston and Maya. So guys, what happens when you trade serving drinks for serving up visual poetry? Well, as Maya showed us, Benjamin Williamson made that exact leap in 2012, going from bartender to celebrated photographer in record time. And when Benjamin talks about being totally engrossed, enamored, maybe even enraptured with his subjects, you feel it. This isn't just about expensive gear or exotic locations. No, it's about a man who found his calling in the everyday wonder around him. From his home in Bath, Maine, with his wife, 3 kids, dog, and cat, he's built something extraordinary. What is it? It's a photography practice that reminds us that most profound art, it often comes from the deepest sense of place. So Benjamin, here's how this segment on the show works. I got an invitation for you, brother. We'd love to have you on the show. We'd love to have you and that camera. What do you shoot with, brother? I shoot Leica. What are you shooting with? Benjamin, let's get you on the show so we can meet you, meet your camera gear, meet your art, and then give you the creator spotlight so you can celebrate it on somebody in your world on an upcoming episode of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, Sterling, Preston, Marty, Maya, Jimmy, Rahima, the entire circus that gets after it every single day at 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Woo! Okay, well, listen, I think we're all going to get some time back into our life today, Jimmy. I think I'm actually going to wrap our show a little bit earlier today. I am. Yeah. Why? Well, because we can keep making better shows for tomorrow and the rest of the week. That's why. All right. So looking at my notes here, guys, it's exactly what we are going to do. We're going to work towards wrapping up the big show here today. We're going to get us out of here a few minutes early, get some time back to our days, and start the show again tomorrow in less than 22 hours. So we're going to do this. There we go. All right. So nation, we started a couple minutes late this morning. Yep, true story. Because, I had a few tech issues this morning. But I didn't have tech neck. We talked about the tech neck this morning, how that small screen habit might be doing some damage more than you think. We took a look at the alpha male. We had a big conversation about the alpha male today. What are you, nation? Are you an alpha male? Are you a sigma male? Are you a beta male? Mike Sullivan, I want to apologize for some typos earlier. It's a tough day. I wake up at 2:10 for the last month, 3 a.m. for the last 10. Dude, I love it, brother. There's no need to apologize for the typos. The fact that you are here getting up and getting after it and offering us yourself tells me all that I need to know about you, Sullivan. So I appreciate you, brother. And guys, this show is about taking small, repeatable wins and turning them into real progress. We do it every single day. And here's the best part, guys. The best part is this. We are going to do it all again tomorrow in less than 22 hours. So on the next episode, we're going to go even deeper into some of the conversations. Yeah, Johnny's going to love this one. Hey, good time. Almonds versus walnuts. Yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to tackle shame, the silent epidemic that's been holding too many men back. We're going to talk about some morning routine of winners, plus the return of the visionary, making a comeback in the AI age. And guys, if you're waking up anxious lately, don't miss our segment on 5 morning habits that can calm your mind. We're going to get after it tomorrow as well. So make sure you like and subscribe to stay in the loop. We're here to help you start your day with momentum and positive energy. And nation, bring your walnuts, bring your almonds, bring your choice, bring your coffee. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Nation, Marty here. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X.